Hey folks, your old pal Dash V here, and I got a couple friends that are digging NESs out of their closets, basements, garages, I don't know, wherever you can use a shovel, dig, and then unbury an NES system. I guess that kind of got away from me. Anyway, let me start over. Hi guys, Dash V here, and I got some friends digging up their old NES systems and popping a cartridge in and turning it on, and they get the blinky light, blinky light, blinky light. Now, what that means is that the lockout chip that's inside the NES that's trying to check the appropriateness of the cartridge that's plugged in is not getting the information that it needs to recognize the cartridge. It doesn't mean that the cartridge is broken. Usually doesn't mean that your NES is broken. It just means that the contacts are dirty. So, a couple things that you can do here is you can clean the inside contacts, both sides of that board, with a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol. I usually do both sides until I get Q-tips that come back clean. Sometimes they will be outright filthy, my friends. So just keep doing it. Even if you use up 4 or 5 Q-tips, just keep going until it comes back clean, and then use one dry end of a Q-tip to kind of dry it off. Give it a moment or two, and then there's actually even a trick for putting these back in, because sometimes you can't quite get them clean enough. There might be a little bit of rust on the connectors over time. So I'm actually going to show you a little trick I used to use as a kid. Still works now with every NES I've tried it with, unless the game is super filthy or the connector on the NES is just totally whacked. This should get you working, I'd say, about 90% of the time. Folks, what you want to do is take your cartridge and plug it in. Now, normally what you'd do is you'd push it down in the middle, push it down, close the door, hit the power button. Now, in my case, it works because my NES is in really good shape, and I always take super good care of my games and make sure that they go in their appropriate sleeves. But let's say that you had the blinky blinky light. I would suggest the technique that you use is, instead, when you pop the game in, hold on to it by the right side. Use your thumb right here where this part of the cartridge is, where it kind of snaps together, and apply pressure to push it back. Then push this down and hit power. Now, if the cartridge is dirty or the connectors are dirty, you're probably going to get a blinky light at this point. But don't worry. All you got to do is take your thumb, and on the other side where those snapping parts are for the cartridge, push that side firmly in, and you actually will probably start seeing a picture on the light will still be blinking, but instead of having a gray screen, you should start seeing the title screen blink over and over and over again. At that point, simply hit reset, and the light should go from blinking to solid. Like I said, this works 90% of the time for me with my problem cartridges. So folks, give that a try. Hopefully it helps you out. Man, if anybody ever caught me doing this... No!